Okay, let's see. We should be live now. Yep, we're looking live. Okay, thank you for dropping by early, those of you who are here. We're going to be starting pretty soon at the usual time. Let's see, we got the chat up, got my slides up. We got 5 minutes to go. If you're watching this on the YouTube VOD, please feel free to skip ahead about 5 minutes from now. Excuse me. All right, let's psych myself up. We're ready to get started. Although I have a little bit of mild reflux from the waffles I ate. Let's take an antacid. I love me some calcium carbonate. Let's check to make sure that the slide plus game view works. All right, looking good. Yeah, we're starting pretty soon. About 4 more minutes or so. Let me check my Discord. What's up, Stackman?
Hello.
Do you want to join the server? I want to test to see if I've successfully disallowed other people from loading configs. Because I'm going to try to open the server up. And I've also enabled the debug flamethrower thing without cheats on, so that's cool. I'm gonna try doing like
Chance. Cheats don't work.
Yeah, that's good. And then let me do. Let's try that one. Okay, try doing load default. Okay, good. And then if I do it, it should work just fine. Excellent. Okay, we'll be starting the lecture up pretty soon. Could be a total disaster, which would be equally fun as it working out well. We'll see what happens. Oh, I should do announcements on Discord. Duh. Hey, Spaceman. Hey, guys. Take a seat. We're about to get started. It's 2 p.m. on this wonderful Saturday. We're here for the second day of the Pyromechanics 101 series. This is going to be hopefully a pretty fun lecture. It's going to be a little less practical. We'll get into that in just a moment. So what are we doing today? What's on the agenda? So first we're going to go over some announcements. We're going to do a quick review of the material we looked at last time. Just to sort of refresh our minds and get ready for the class activity today. Then we're going to be going through the unused attributes. So this is where this lecture is not as practical, in terms of your gameplay, but it should give you some fun knowledge to have, because we can use that to have some fun in the what I'm calling the Form a Flame workshop. Definitely not inspired by Build-A-Bear. So we're gonna work on making our own weapon using all the stuff that we've learned from the last lecture and from this lecture as well. So we'll see how that works out. Could be total disaster. We'll find out. And of course, we'll be doing the Q&A afterwards. We might eat into that time depending on how the workshop goes. I have no idea how that's going to handle or how much time that's going to take, but we'll see. So, quick announcements. Tentatively, the next lecture is going to be 2 weeks from today. Same time, Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Be sure to join the Discord if you want to have some conversations with me or other people in this community who are interested in the same things. Or maybe, take a peek at the research being done, or even share your own discoveries. Tomorrow, I'll be streaming on Twitch to de-rust at the game, because I haven't really actually played the game in quite some time. So we'll see how that works out. And then today, we're having some fun with Oblivion. He's an invite Pyro. We're going to be looking at his demo of his lakeside match, where he ran the jetpack the entire time. And he kind of made it work, probably. We'll see it. We'll see how well he did. That's the question. Can we use the jetpack in Invite Highlander? Is it possible? So be sure to tune in. That'll be about an hour and a half after the lecture's scheduled end time. All right. So quick review. We talked about some of the basics of flames, the flame model. Just some basic details that are not going to be too important to know, every detail for this lecture. We've talked a little bit about the transition from flame entities to flame managers and flame points, and what that really means. One thing that I forgot to mention about flame managers is that they can only work with up to 32 flame points at a time. So once you've made 32 flames out in the world, no more will be made. So we're not going to be so we're gonna need to keep that in mind when we do our workshop later. We want to make sure that maybe we can use it to our advantage to some extent, but we want to keep that in mind, that we can only have 32 flames per pyro. And so we're gonna be going over the left side just really quick, the used attributes, and then the main focus of today's lecture is going to be the unused attributes of flame managers that we could potentially use to create crazy weapons. To an even higher extent than the used attributes. So we looked at the spread degree. This is pretty simple. Just controls how wide your flames spread out. We looked at flame speed. This is the starting speed of your flames. And it's just the starting speed. It's not, going to determine their speed for their whole life. Flame up, which is the how much additional height your flames will gain per second. We looked at flame drag. That's how fast your flames slow down. So higher numbers means slows down much quicker, and vice versa. We looked at the attributes that affect lifetime, including flame lifetime and the random lifetime offset. So these two factors will determine the lifetime of the individual flame points that you shoot out of your flamethrower. And flame ignore player velocity. This is a setting that tells us whether or not the flames should inherit the projection of your velocity onto your aim vector. Just basically whether it should inherit your forward and backward momentum relative to your crosshair, where your crosshair is aiming. So that's the quick review. If you have any questions in the chat, let me know. We can take a couple moments to just refresh our minds on the things that we learned last time. Just in case there was any confusion, because we want to make sure we understand these things for the actual workshop that we're doing today. So, or, also feel free to express that you get it, you kind of know what these things are, and you're ready to move on. Just take a moment to relax, because I just kind of spouted off a whole bunch of stuff. All we need is an up-to-date hitbox breakdown of the air blast. Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna have to do some research on that to make sure. Okay, looks like there's no questions in the chat, so we're ready to move on, hopefully. So let's get to it. Let's look at the unused attributes of the flame managers, just for fun, just to see what's out there, what's possible with the tools that Valve has created for this wonderful class that we all love. And we're going to be going to the game for demonstrations on this. Here we are with my beautiful assistant. Flame gravity. This is a pretty interesting property. Let's load up gravity. So flame gravity affects as you can imagine, the gravity of flames, and you'll notice that this looks kind of similar to our up value. When I set flame gravity to a high value, this was the value of 2000, the flames start traveling upward. And the thing about it is, like, wait, why do we have gravity? If I do gravity low, this is the opposite value, negative value. Now they start going down. Why do we have gravity in the code when we have up? Up also handles something very similar, See, look, flames are going up now compared to his flames going down. If I do load up negative, my flames also go down. So it seems strange, but if we do a test, so we do load grav up opposite. This is where we set this is a setting where we set the up value and the gravity value to the opposite values, and we see that flames are still going up. So even though gravity is at this point negative 50 and up is positive 50, we're seeing that flames are traveling upwards, so they don't quite cancel out. And that's probably because the gravity is actually working on a quadratic scale. Would that be the right way to describe that, Sackman? Is that a proper way to describe gravity? It's like a quadratic.
In what context?
I guess like
the acceleration of a
part. It's acceleration. Yeah, gravity is acceleration. So whereas this up value is probably just straight up adding a linear value. Grav up. Yeah. So here we see gravity is set to negative 2000 and up is set to 200, and with this value you can see a little arc. So like Sackman's aiming pretty much straight on, and you can see from my point of view I'm aiming pretty much straight on, but this little yellow line in the boxes, you can see that's showing the trajectory of flames, and it goes above my crosshair at first and then starts to dip down. So you can kind of see that gravity eventually over time, especially with a higher value, will overpower the up value. So this just gives us a little bit more of like a physics-based control over flames. This one, of course, is not actually used in the game though. It's set to 0. Moving on to the next attribute, the start and end size multiplier. So these will control the size of flames at the beginning and end of their lives, relative to the base size. The base size is determined by a CVAR in the game, TF flamethrower box size, set to 12, and that's the radius. So you don't really have a radius in a cube, but basically it means that with a box size of 12, the default size is 24 hammer units, presumably. So if we set the start value to be high and leave the end value alone, they start massive and end tiny. And if we do the opposite, we start with a low value, they start tiny and they get bigger up until the default size at the end of their life. That one looks kind of funny too. And then for the end size multiplier, we start normal, end massive, and start normal and tiny for this one. And then we can combine those two, start high and low. Kind of looks kind of trippy like this. I kind of like that. And start low and high. Pretty basic, pretty simple, pretty interesting. I'm not sure. I wonder if they what kinds of tests they were running with this, and what kind of experiments the TF2 team was working on with that. Redirected flame size mult. So if you load the default flames, you can see that flames do bounce off the world, if you may recall. And what this property does, the redirected flame size multiplier, it will change the flame size after they bounce off the world. So if I do resize high, after we bounce flames off the world, they get bigger. So they start small, but then after a bounce, they get big. And the opposite. Resize low. Now they start normal and they get tiny when they bounce. Tiny. And of course we can set this value to whatever multiplier we would like. This is a multiplier of 0.1 after it bounces. And it seems to be the case that this only applies once. So if the flames, you can see the flames are bouncing multiple times here. They don't seem to shrink any further. So the shrinking and growing applies one time and one time only, it seems. Maybe there's something else that we're missing that, you know, maybe there's a setting that allows us to make that, you know, happen multiple times. But for what we know right now, that happens one time only. Now, flame reflections. This is where things get a little bit crazy. Oh shoot, I didn't include notes about my file names for this. Okay, so you can see how the flames bounce off walls by default. They don't quite, you know, they kind of slide off the walls a little bit. They bounce a little bit back, you know, like if you, yeah, like that. You can see they're not touching the wall anymore after they hit the wall. They kind of bounce off of it, but they don't, you know, they slide off of it. But if we do, sorry about this, I did not properly prepare the file names. Okay, now I can see the file names. If I do reflect on, so we're going to turn on should reflect. This property enables and disables whether or not flames should reflect off of walls. And if you are familiar with, say, physics and you know how lights operate with mirrors and colliding with the world, you'll know that lights. This is similar to how a light ray might bounce off of a mirror. So it is a reflection rather than a redirection on its own. And so in this case, this is where we can apply that classic physics adage of the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. You know, so we can really see how even with multiple surfaces, yeah, so they bounce off way further than what is by default in the game. There are lots of different properties we can use to mess around with this. We can do, let's see, the first thing we have listed is the additional lifetime. So when the flames bounce off, we have a property that allows us to add or subtract lifetime from the flames. So you can see that from this example, once flames bounce off the walls, they live a lot longer with a high additional lifetime setting for reflections. And if we do the opposite, now flames die much quicker when they bounce off the walls. So you can see how those flames out there are lingering, but these ones that bounce off a wall disappear very quickly. Next we have damage reduction. This is a multiplier on the damage that your flames deal. Let's do high. Do you want to join? Try joining blue team, Stackman?
I need no clip to escape.
I think it should spawn you. Like it should automatically spawn you through here. But this setting gives us additional damage. So, bye bye. So now if I hit Stackman here, let me turn on healing for you. You don't have cheats enabled. There we go. I'm doing, standard amount of damage. But if I bounce them off the floor, now we're doing above 13. We're doing 15 damage. Way higher. 18 damage there. So that's increasing it. If we do a lower value, if I bounce flames, now they're doing much less damage. 1 damage. And you'll note that this isn't due to, if you're aware of the bug where the calculations are done based on the oldest particle, then you can see that these aren't the oldest particles. They're all traveling straight through, and they're doing way less damage after they bounce off the world. And now there is an interesting property that I'm not fully aware of how it works. There's a property called reflection count, and I don't exactly know what this property is supposed to do. It's a little confusing because when I set it to high or low, I can't find very many. I can't really see any difference in the properties. Maybe if we combine some properties, like we do a damage reduction and additional lifetime, maybe that controls how many times that calculation is done per reflection. But at the moment I haven't done enough testing to figure out exactly what the difference is, because flames will, even with the value of 1, flames will still bounce off the world many times. So this is something that's a little less well known for me. So we'll do some more testing and find out exactly what this property does, or if it does anything at all. And that covers the flame property. Sorry, I had to hide the chat for a little bit. Does anyone have any questions about those properties or the previous properties that we've covered before we start getting into the actual class activity? Feel free to let us know. If not, we'll just get started. We have about 13 minutes or so to do this, so we'll see how quickly we accomplish that. Not seeing too many questions or any questions at all, so we can probably go ahead and get this started. Okay. So, what is this workshop? What do we want to do? We want to make a fun weapon, or a funny weapon. We're gonna just have some fun with this. We're not too concerned about balance. That will take a lot of extra time to try to make it a good weapon. We just kind of want to have some fun with all these properties that we've learned. And what we want to do is apply the knowledge from about these properties, these attributes, to sort of reach a goal or reach a design that we want. So the way we're going to do this is, let me know in the chat what kind of flamethrower you want to make. What sort of so let's see, sorry, what way does it affect your flames again? Arctic Swap, you want to let me know what the which attribute you're talking about. But yeah, what kind of flamethrower do you want? Do you want to make a realistic flamethrower? It doesn't even have to be a flamethrower. It could be some kind of plasma rifle from Quake or something like that. If you want to kill a player, you would want to aim at the floor. So remember that Naxolotl, that these are unused properties. The properties that we looked at today are not currently used in the game. They just exist as something that we can mess with, on our private server, but it does not apply in the actual game. So yeah, let us know in the chat if you have any weapons. If not, we'll just come up with one that sort of covers most things, or maybe we'll look into the fun thrower that I made to demonstrate last time. We'll be using a score vote system if we have some ideas in the chat about what kind of weapon we want to make. Any kind of projectile weapon that shoots multiple projectiles would be appropriate. One thing is the additional lifetime attribute that we covered a little earlier. That, you know, when the flames bounce off the world, they gain some lifetime. Sometimes with the wrong settings, that might make flames live forever because they keep bouncing off the world and keep getting extra life. So we're not going to make that a positive value. And we're going to be joining the server. Lightning gun. That's going to be a little hard to make, but we could try it. We could try emulating it. We're going to be joining the server that we're on to sort of play around together and see what we can see what kind of fun we can have by doing that. And depending on how long this takes, we might eat into the Q&A time. We'll find out. So let's see. I'm gonna start getting ready to post the information of the server into the Discord. If you want to join the server, please please join the Discord so that you can have the server information. We have a sniper thrower. We have the lightning gun. We have thin boxes and high speed. Flamethrower that reverses air blasts and fire, so the air blast is everyone on fire. Well, we can't sadly make that. We're focusing specifically on the attributes of fire that we covered in these 2 lectures here. So, you know, the speed of the fire. Here, let me bring it over to the slide that covers all of the properties. So these are what we have to work with. I'm gonna work on getting the server prepared. Change the password. Let's see. And I'm gonna post that in the Discord. One moment while I get the IP address. And the password. Okay, if you check the I'm gonna change the level as well, because TR Walkway may be a little dangerous to play on, maybe a little unstable potentially. So there's the server information. Feel free to join from the Discord. Then long stream the rewards mid-range accuracy. It would be fun to participate, but it's really that's totally fine. Sorry it's late for you over there. Try a lingering area denial type thing where you shoot a normal damage flame that gets weak and lingers for a really long time. Lands back on the ground. That's an interesting idea. Here, I'm gonna start compiling some of these ideas into a poll. So we have, I'm not sure how we're gonna do this one, the lightning gun, but we can try.
Oh, I've got an idea.
Okay, well we'll throw it in there. Let's see. So with Sticky Fingers' idea, it would be let's see, thin long stream reward mid-range accuracy. We have lingering area denial. And what else do we have? Let's see, anything else? Okay, so then I'll throw in like realistic, sort of emulating real life flamethrower as one of the options to vote on. And maybe like bouncy plasma rifle is another option. And these are going to be score voting, so you can score each idea from 0 to 100. Looks pretty good. Going to have any more ideas before I make this poll? Are we all set? Just gonna give it a couple more moments here. Don't want to spend too much time on this part. Okay, essentially a lightning gun. Okay, so for Sticky Fingers, that would be what was that? Well, the thin lawn stream thing, that was Patrick Flores' idea. But I felt like that was kind of similar to the lightning gun idea. So maybe we'll kind of merge those as the same. Unless you have any objections to that, Stackman.
Light gun.
Yeah, so the server is, the password is available. You just copy paste that into your console. All right, so we're making the poll, posting that in the chat, posting that in the Discord as well.
Pyro, calling here. Think you can handle this?
So if you want to experiment like live with us, feel free to join the server. If not, that's totally fine. Okay, let me switch my views here. Show off the game. So get your vote in. Score each option. We're going to be looking at the results. Probably should have given a little bit more time for this part. So we're going to probably end up eating into the Q&A time, but that should be okay. We kind of have no choice to allow people to spend some time on the voting process. We intermittently checking the results here. Ooh, that one seems quite popular. Interesting. We'll see how what we can do to achieve that.
I know exactly what to do.
I'm excited. I'm excited to find out what we can do. All right, looks like votes are coming in. Slowly, the top option is slowly losing ground. Will it maintain its ground? Get your vote in before the polls close.
Okay, polls closed. TFC lightning gun wins.
I have not declared the winner just yet. I'm gonna let just a couple more moments pass as I check the time here and see where exactly we are in time remaining. Yes, we have technically a few minutes until the lecture's over, but I'm sure the people who are invested in figuring out how we're gonna make that weapon will want to stick around for that process. Looks like we're not getting any more votes in, so the winner is, with 547 points, the TFC lightning gun. Everyone applause for your new ruler, democratically elected ruler. Okay, great. So we're gonna work on a so-called TFC lightning gun. So
okay, I know what
these
to do.
properties. Let's get some ideas from the chat before we get the cheat answers from our from Stackman here.
Shoot, they don't know about anything.
All they know is Zoomer stuff, right? Eat hot chip and lie, or whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at each of these properties and find out what we might want to set these to. We'll start with the used properties, the spread degree. Okay, if we're making a lightning gun, what should the spread degree be? What do you think? What does everyone think? You can type, I guess you can type in the actual in-game chat too if you want, because that might be annoying to tab out all the time. Probably should have opened this up to voice chat too, honestly, but that's fine. Maybe we can have some more workshops like this. This is kind of a fun idea actually. Spread degree. Well, okay, no one's saying anything in chat, so I'm deeply disappointed that we're having the classic, teacher asks the question to the class and nobody raises their hand. Truly. Spread infinity. Okay, yeah, there's an answer. So we'll set the spread to infinity. Sounds excellent. In fact, all right, here's our lightning gun. Here's our lightning gun. It's ready. Someone said spread infinity, so we did the next best thing, right? Close enough.
Dude, I think I might kill him. I got him!
Wow. That was a lot of skill. Okay, so yeah, we're probably gonna want 0 spread on the lightning gun idea. 0 spread. So let me create a new file here that will be used for our lightning gun. LG is what I'll call it. And we'll set the spread degree to 0. Uh-oh, someone's crashed the server. And by someone, I mean probably my plugin. Of course, of course. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. We may have to make the server just Stackman and I bouncing ideas off each other. I knew this would happen, dude. I knew it. That's okay. This is all part of the plan. All right, server's restarting. The password is different right now, so if you're gonna try to reconnect, it's not gonna work out. So let me make sure that the server is all ready to go. And what did I set the password to? That was it. So let's do... Okay, the password has been set again, so now you should be able to join. We're gonna try again and hopefully have less crashing. That was very silly. I knew this would happen. I'm so overjoyed that my prediction was right, even though it's a disaster. Absolute disaster. Okay, we'll stay on Badlands because I'm too lazy to change them now.
Pyro, Miss Calling here.
Okay. Okay, so now we have, where were we? We were at the spread degree, so we set the spread degree to 0, so now currently our lightning gun has a 0 spread, which would be very appropriate for a lightning gun. Next, we're going to want to look at, what's our next attribute? The
Lifetime variation.
okay, we'll do that. We'll get rid of the random stuff, right? So we should probably get rid of, I'm just going to go ahead and speed through this a little bit more instead of waiting for the class to participate.
Drag. No updraft.
Yeah, so, okay, hold on. Let's do it one thing at a time.
No reflection if you possibly can do that.
No reflection. I mean, you mean no bouncing off the world at all?
Yeah.
That's not
Yo,
something
who the
I
hell
can
is that? How'd they get in?
do. I set the password back to normal. So, or back to the... Because I'm hoping that now that the flames aren't, absurd, we're not going to get a crash, Let's see. So the random lifetime offset we'll set to 0. So that there's no randomness to our lightning gun. Our pseudo lightning gun. And the flame lifetime, maybe that's something we'll have to look at in more detail. I'm not sure what that exactly should be.
Remove drag and remove updraft first, though.
Yeah, so let's definitely, we can see our flames are going up right now, so we want to remove the up property from these flames. So we're going to set that to 0 as well, and reload our LG. Now oh wait, hold on, I edited the wrong file, I'm stupid. Okay, here we go. That's the correct file. Load LG. Now you can see they no longer travel up, they just stay in their place. And currently they have a very limited range, so now we should look at the drag. Yes, the drag is going to be a very important value. What should we set the drag to? Should we turn it off and have infinite range?
Yes, infinite range, but only because we're not finished yet.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Because drag will make the particle, the flame points slow down over time, and that doesn't seem quite appropriate for a lightning gun. It seems a little unintuitive if we're trying to sort of emulate a lightning gun. So we'll definitely be turning the drag off and see what happens here. Load LG. Now if we refire flames, now they go all the way. It's not a perfect LG yet because we can see that the flames, you know, they're still traveling like behind our crosshair as we move. But we're getting closer. We're getting closer, and you know, infinite range might be mildly problematic. I'm not sure. I guess the LG originally had a infinite range though, right? Or pretty much.
No, I thought it was limited.
I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I'm not sure actually. I'm not a Quake expert, so
Anyways.
I'm sure someone will be happy to correct us.
Drastically increase velocity and decrease lifetime.
Yes, let's do that. I agree.
Decrease lifetime to like the fire rate.
So we're gonna do. Yeah, I was gonna say. Let's see, fire rate. So that would be what is
0.045.
0.045. Okay, so we're gonna set the flame lifetime to 0.045. Set the flame speed to. Let's start with 10K.
Okay.
Just to see. Alright, now what's our LG looking like?
Yeah, it still travels a ton of,
Holy cow. Let's see. I'm gonna open up the chat really quick in case anyone said anything.
450 units, huh?
450 units?
That's how far it goes.
How did you figure that out? Oh, I guess by the time, yeah, I see. Nice. Was that all in your head? Or did you,
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, so now we have a very fast, very short-lived flames.
I think it's too fast.
It feels a little obscenely fast. Yep, good comments in the YouTube chat about the drag being 0. That is accurate, or that is wise. Okay, let's do 5K. Load LG.
What's the default value?
Default is 2,450. So this is a bit over double of the default.
225 units? Huh.
Oh yeah, we also have to consider that these flames are inheriting our forward and backward velocity, so it's going to slightly
Yeah,
change the
remove
range.
that as well.
So we should definitely think about taking away that. Ignore player velocity, set that to 1. That's not going to really affect it that much because these flames are so short-lived and so fast anyways. So this is getting closer. You know, we have it's still a projectile, so you're still subject to ping. You're not beautiful hit scan quality to it. It almost
But
feels
does
like
ramp up work? Is the
Say
question. Does ramp up work?
Oh, yeah, it is. I wonder. That is an excellent question. We can have test that on our mini pyros. Yeah, I see some damage increases, but I'm not sure if that's just because I'm getting closer to the pyro or not. We'll have to see if we can get some test dummies to stay still and see if our ramp up is working.
I'll be the test dummy.
I'm not paying enough attention. I was just having too much fun with just how absurd this lightning gun is. Oh my goodness.
Decrease the particle size.
Oh yeah. We should definitely think about that because right now these are super large and in charge. And then we're gonna take this lightning gun. By the way, we're gonna destroy it later to make it more absurd. But we're gonna start off by trying to make an actual pseudo lightning gun. Let's see, what was that we wanted to set it to? Oh, you know what? The random lifetime offset is not 0. Whoopsies. Okay, now it's 0. I must have set that on the other file. Yes, I did. Okay. So just because I'm lazy and I don't want to change the TF flamethrower box size CVAR, we're gonna set the start and end size multiplier to the same value of 0.1 to start with. Yeah, the visual particles definitely don't like don't like the style flame. They were not made for this. Okay, now we're looking a little bit more like an LG. Still a little laggy. Whee! I like that airbrush. That was sick. Oh, you beat me. How did you do that?
I like this.
This is pretty cool.
Pyro, calling here. Something just came up.
This is actually pretty cool. Oh, uh-oh, I'm lagging. Okay, there we go. If only there was an easier way to change the firing rate, which there is. You know, there's the weapon attributes themselves. I'm sure you could set like some kind of firing rate attribute on your flamethrowers.
I have infinite health, Johnny. You cannot kill me.
I have the power of friendship. We will defeat you. Okay. All right. So what should we? Is there anything else we should look at? So we have spread degree off. We have redirected flame size. We don't need to worry about that. Ignore player velocity. Reflections. Don't worry about that yet. Maybe we'll turn those on just for fun in a little bit. Flame speed is currently set to 5k. How do we feel about this flame speed?
I feel like you could adjust the speed and lifetime of flames until it feels perfect.
Yeah, I think so. Someone make a custom how much we've done to. Yeah, I know, right? So let's see. I feel like because we want to make it so that kind of when you're moving left and right, even if they're not, you know, the flames don't line up with your crosshair due to ping, at the very least they kind of form a straight line, you know? They're not curving.
I mean, they do.
So currently they do. Do we feel that maybe they're too fast or too slow? What's going on? Feel free to voice your opinion, guys who are in here.
Certainly fast.
They are certainly very fast.
Can I get someone to stand still?
Want me to give some help?
Oh, sorry.
What have you done?
Should have asked.
What have you done? Okay, let's try that again. Now I'm extra healthy. I'll come stand still for you. Quit air blasting
Please
me.
do not air blast them.
Do not air blast. We are doing some tests. I mean, he might not hear this yet because the stream is
Quick. Use TF_adcon_mega heal.
What? What? What do you want from me? Adcon, TF and mega heal. Okay, now I should not be air blastable. Okay, cool. Let's try adjusting the lifetime and the flame speed a little bit. Let's
Preferably, we'd have a lower lifetime, no, a higher lifetime and a slower speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But too much, and you'll start seeing the particles not be straight. You know.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna set the lifetime to 0.1. It's probably too high at that point, but we'll just run with it for a little bit. And we'll set the flame speed. Should it be higher to compensate for or lower to compensate? It should be higher, right?
Lower.
Lower?
Higher will make it go farther.
True. Okay, so we're gonna set the flame speed to 3,500. And load our new LG. They're going much further at this point due to the lifetime. And they do
yeah.
seem a little bit curved. Maybe just a little bit. Can't quite tell. Let's try.
Let's flame.
What's up?
The flames to 2250. That'll make it the same distance as earlier.
With a lifetime of 0.1.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Okay, so here's our pseudo LG. If you guys want an extra health, you can do hurt me, negative 9999 or something like that. Negative 99999. And that should give you extra health. Yeah, I don't know, it feels a little sluggish compared to before, I guess.
Yeah, it's not as instant.
Yeah. Oh, you can still flare punch though. What the heck? How did you do that? Oh, maybe someone else is hitting him. Okay. It's like, that doesn't seem possible physically with the amount of time we have with flame lifetime at. Okay, let's try a faster speed and lower late lifetime again.
That's right.
Let's do 3500 flame speed. What should that set our lifetime to? Do the
Oh,
math
let me
in your
figure
head.
that out.
In your head, you're doing it in your head.
Right.
Let's see. I'm guesstimating like 0.
0.064
Oh, it's close.
2857143.
I'm just gonna go 6428. How about that? And now we do load our LG in. Okay. Oh, this is way off. What the heck?
Did you set the speed right?
I set the speed to 3500.
0.06428.
Oh, 06.
God.
My
They live as long
I
as
always
normal
forget
flames now.
Always forget. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure. I feel like maybe the earlier stuff was better almost. I don't know. This feels like a better speed. It feels more manageable. This is pretty. Actually, this is. I think I like this one better than the first version we made. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Or a little better than before. Maybe a little bit faster. Because I'm not sure. My strafe around, it doesn't seem as. Well, it's pretty. It's actually pretty lined up. Did you actually die?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Feels like a normal range hit scan flamethrower. Yeah, pretty much. Stream is like a yeah. Okay, I'm checking the chat again, guys. Yeah, just say hi. Hey, Rusty. Thank you for dropping by. Okay. Yeah, the stream is like a minute delayed. Okay, so that's a little unfortunate. I'll have to set the stream delay lower for future class activities, or just in general for questions as well. Okay, so how do we feel about this? You think this is pretty? Are we there yet? A little more work to do. Yeah, the bouncing effect doesn't really matter that much because the flames are so small. It's probably more effective just to aim right at people. Oh, this is the one danger. Stay away. Yeah, the stream is definitely really far behind. Okay, yeah, it's because I have set it to normal latency, and I guess for YouTube, normal latency means a minute. Okay. That's I'll have to set that to be a little bit better for the future lectures. Okay. I'm happy with these results. How does everyone feel? How do you feel, Stackman? What do you think?
Pyro TF2 lightning gun.
It's possible. It can be a real thing in real life. I guess. I mean, it would probably be if they actually wanted to do it. They would probably be better off, you know, actually making it hit scan. This is like a hybrid plasma rifle lightning gun, I guess. Like you still have that slight, you know, you have to aim ahead of your crosshair due to ping, like the plasma rifle would have. I'm assuming.
Okay, let's play a real match with this now.
Alright. Ready up, blue team. Ready up. Okay.
Hey, Pyro, calling
Who
here.
will win?
This contract just came in.
Team Stackman or Team Johnny? Let's find
There
out.
can be only one. Can't be both Johnny TF2.
Exactly. Whoever wins this takes up the mantle of Whistling Pyro. Flamethrower only. Wait, who is this? Why is there a demo man? I'm discriminating against this demo man. This is not a pyro. Shotgun? I can only do so much damage. That's so funny.
So is it any good?
It's kind of fun. it's very silly. I'm not sure if it's good yet. We would have to do some more work to tune like the actual attributes of the flamethrower itself, like the damage and stuff, but it's hard to say. Yeah, I feel like the DPS is a little low, maybe? Oh, we already got this point, okay. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna start making some additional changes to this, just to spice things up a little. Alright, let's mid-game do some funnies.
Try turning off ramp up if you can.
Gosh, that's gonna take more work.
Okay, then increase base damage by 100%.
That also takes more work. I did not have that set up for this. This is all Flame Manager attributes. Those are sadly not a thing that I can. I mean, I can do that if I have the time to, but let's do. If we want to have more damage, though, we can try a different version with reflections on and additional damage when you reflect double damage. So now instead of aiming right at them, for the highest damage, you want to bounce it off the world. Let's see how this works out. Oh, it's so hard. Oh my god.
Gosh, this range.
The range sucks when you bounce it. I'll increase the lifetime a little bit, just to make that a little more.
No, that makes it longer.
I know, but I'm just having some fun here. You know, I'm just experimenting with the different properties. Just because we're not gonna hard commit to the LG we initially made, just because we're not gonna actually put this in the game. We want to look at the different properties. Oh, nice, sneaky. Let's stack. Yeah, the longer range is still kind of absurd though, even with the lower damage from it not bouncing. No! It's over! The Jetpack Pyro is gonna win. He's gonna make it to last.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Oh! It's so hard to bounce it off the flames, or off the world into people. It's really funny. Oh my god. Okay, blue team is dead. All right, next, how do I throw a wrench into the works? An additional wrench into this. We could do.
There we go. I improved the map, guys.
Uh-oh. Oh, good. Yeah, we needed another spire. I agree with that decision. I did 26 damage with one flame. That's lovely.
It's 2 for the price of 1.
Yes, yes. Okay, what else can we do to mess this up? To mess up all of our hard work? I know what to do. To encourage us to bounce flames. And definitely not remove any possible skill index from this weapon. We have now added the redirect size multiplier.
We have lost the control point. Hey, Pyro.
So now flames get
Do a real
5
big favor for Miss
times
Polly?
as large as their starting size when we bounce them off the world.
Threat. Our control point is being captured.
This really makes like high ground very important. Because having the low ground means it's going to be a lot harder to bounce flames. Yeah, it does feel very strange. It's like, it's really hard to... I feel like it's really hard to manage the, like, bouncing flames off to do more damage. You have to, like... You gotta get those angles. Those angles perfect. And it does affect the range a little bit in a sense, just because when you bounce them off the world, they tend to be a little, tend to go a little less far. I hear a Putis. Uh-oh. A sort of abomination of a Putis. Oh, he's... Okay, alright. I think, how far have we gone into this? Yeah, it looks like we're approaching the end of what was supposed to be our Q&A time. This was just too much fun. Alright, now we're to do my fun thrower that I made a while ago. This is definitely the most fun weapon. Definitely not overpowered as hell. In any way, shape, or form.
You gave Pyro the sniper rifle?
You have to aim it low. You have to aim it like the demo man. You know, you have to throw it over people. Oh my god. Yeah, basically it's a sniper rifle at this point. Yeah, it does additional damage when it bounces. Oh my god. That's terrifying. Maybe I'll adjust the additional damage on redirect. Oh god, how do I even navigate this spire? I guess the answer is I don't.
Aha, there it is.
Alright, let's... Oh, I have it 5 times multiplier on reflect. We'll do 1.1. That'll be a little less absurd. A little less obscenely powerful.
Would you guys take a look in the... Take a look at the skybox, please?
I don't even know if I have it. Hold on. 3D sky.
An amazing mountain.
Oh, that's beautiful. I kind of actually like that. I don't know. It sounds kind of... Something about it is majestic. Except for the part where it looks like it's covering the whole world. Bouncy! Oh god. Okay. I think that covers the fun lecture for the most part. If you're curious, the fun thrower settings are default spread degree, flame size multiplier 1.5, start size at 0.1, end size at twice the size. We have a damage increase of 1.1 times. We have flame should reflect, or sorry, the damage increase on reflect is 1.1 times. Flame speed 5k, flame lifetime 0.8, flame gravity negative 5k, flame drag of 5, default up value. Our LG has changed multiple times, but I think what we settled on was 3500 flame speed, 0.06 something for lifetime. We turned off the randomness. We made them pretty quick. Let me see if I can undo all of my disastrous changes to the LG before I started having lots of funny times with it. Alright, yes, let's do that. Let's revert back to the original LG that we made. This is our class lightning gun. Thank you all for participating and watching, and we'll see you in a couple weeks where we talk about the more details on the flamethrower damage model. Be sure to follow Oblivion. We're going to be doing a demo review with him in about an hour and a half on this channel. But be sure to check him out. And love you guys for participating. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks.